This is a quick home inspection overview of Unit 40075 AM FM. We're going to start on the exterior of the home. I just do the perimeter of the house, and then we're going to point out some things that need to be repaired and some things that are just for information. So as we go, these are clean outs. Basically, if there's a problem with the plumbing, they will put a snake or a line going this way to the house and another line to the sewer line, which is on the street. So the profile or the height, it's okay. Sometimes if it's a little higher, might be a trip hazard, but that's okay. Coming around here as we go, we're gonna see, I measure the pressure. This is a anti-siphon valve. So the pressure here is supposed to be between 45 and 60. Right now it's like 40, close to 40. If you do want to increase the pressure, this is a pressure regulating valve. There's a knob, that a screw that you turn here, and you could increase it. It's recommended to be, if it's too high, it will damage your equipment, your appliances. If it's too low, then obviously you don't get much water pressure. So 40, it's okay in the low end if it'll protect your equipment. So I opened this up. This is where the main electrical panel is. And then when we go in the kitchen, we will see that there's no power for the dishwasher or the garbage disposal. So I thought that it was something tripped over here, but it wasn't. So we'll talk about that when we go inside. So I took the cover off to make sure there's not any burnt wire or they're using a breaker for more than two things. So that's it. It's okay in there. No problem inside. Again, everything I'm saying is with pictures and descriptions. This is a sleeve. This is just an empty conduit, and that will be for the low voltage telecommunication, and it'll probably connect here. This is called a mule tape. There's another piece right here. They will pull the wires through there, and the box goes right here. So normally this is how it is, and then eventually they will trim it back. So it's empty. It's also, they're also thinking that there will be some fiber optics coming from Google, coming down pretty much every neighborhood unless you say no. So basically in here, I put the irrigation system on manual. Irrigation systems are outside the scope of inspection, but I put it on anyway. So I just say in here so they could paint this power supply for the irrigation system. Something important, this is the company that did the termite protection. So what they do is they termite treatment around before the construction of the house. Let me go back to this. You might want to contact them because they offer 1 year or a 3-year warranty, or maybe 5 years. All depends on the company. So afterwards, after the construction of the home, then they trench all the way around and they put termite protection. Then they have this right here to inject termite. There's a whole bunch of little tubes inside your house for them to inject some termites. Some people say it works, some people say they don't. But anyway, that's what that is, a termite treatment. Gas line, I make sure that number one is open. So for gas, you have for your house, it's for the stove and for the hot water heater. The furnace in the attic is a heat pump. So if you smell gas, you can come out here with the pliers, close this. My suggestion is you smell gas, call 911, tell them you smell gas. Here is the ground wire. I make sure that this is tight, and it is. Stucco is liquid concrete. So they pump the concrete. The last layer is 3 layers. First layer is the scratcher. Second layer, middle layer, it's called the middle layer. And then the last layer is the finishing layer. So since it's concrete, liquid concrete, concrete cracks. You can see some cracks right here, even though this is a new house. So in a new home, technically nothing is cosmetic. So I write that up and I'll say cracked concrete stucco throughout the house. We're gonna go around this way because there's a lot of mud in there. But here's the meter. I opened that up and the meter is not connected. The water meter is not connected. So that has to be connected. You do have water inside. This is a sidewalk, and obviously it belongs to the city. It looks like they hatched and marked the sidewalk to repair it. Nevertheless, I still write it down so it will be documented that it needs to be repaired. All right, so we're gonna go in the garage and then we go inside. There's a stamp right here. It tells you not to cut or drill because there's post tension cables that come out as a whip, and they could hurt you. Hot water heater here, and obviously 50 gallons. Now, because it's gas, it is required to have a vent up here and a vent down here for basically clean air because of possible carbon monoxide. So they might tell you that you don't need it because it might be a closed system. Nevertheless, I point that out, and I think you should have them install it to get some fresh air intake. All right, so we're gonna go inside now, and then we'll continue. All right, so before we go inside, this is a GFCI ground fault circuit interrupter. That's what it stands for. So if this is tripped, then your garage door will not work. So if you see that, obviously there'll be no light over here, and this is gonna be off right here. So all you have to do is basically go back here, and we're gonna trip it. And you have no light up here, and that is off. All you have to do is just reset it. Okay? Oh, let me test it again. Just reset it, but it didn't reset it. Okay, so that should be, the light should come on. It is already on here. And you go back in this. All right, so let's go inside. So inside here, all right, so on the outlets, I check to make sure that we have power in the outlets, and it tells you if it's correct. Even though it's a new home, sometimes I find that the hot and neutral are reversed, and it will say it here. And then I check it with this wireless, like this. So all your outlets are good, and the GFCIs are okay. So the only outlets that are not working are inside the garbage disposal and the dishwasher. So I could not test your dishwasher because the outlets are not working, no power, and your garbage disposal not working, but there's no electricity on the outlets. We do have electricity on these outlets, but not in those. And then I also check the GFCI because anything that is, if your hands are wet, anything close to 6 feet from the water source, it would trip. So I'm gonna trip the GFCI. It's over here, then you have to reset it, just like the one in the garage. So you just have to push and reset. So that has to be repaired. Okay, just like I said, on new homes, technically, I don't, I could say cosmetic if it's an older home, but not a new home. So we have some scratch on your cabinets. I'm not sure if you requested knobs, but we have that listed as well. I checked all your windows up and down. I know they're new, but you have to check them, make sure they're installed properly. I'm just going to take you to the places that would need repair, and then the rest of it obviously will be on the report. So here in the master, we need a door stopper for this one here. It doesn't damage your door when you close it. And then in here, this rod is bent. This drain right here will need to be a better finish on the drain. It's in bad shape there, so that has to be finished properly. Then right here, the vent for the exhaust fan, it needs a little better finish on this drywall. Then you can see it from here, but I'll take it. We're gonna point it out from the outside. The screen is broken and bent, so it has to be replaced. Now we'll finish up the rest of the outside through here. So we're not walking in the mud because I already did that. But it will be on the report what needs to be repaired. But I pointed out through here, some of these column caps are loose, and I put an X on them that need to be secure. They're loose, and around the heat pump, there's some damage, the stucco that needs to be repaired. Here, some cracks on the union between the wall and the ceiling, and here some stucco cracks. So it's a new home, the stucco should be repaired. Okay, so I also flew the drone on top of the roof. Did not walk the roof. So I'll come back to give you the conclusion. All right, so conclusion, like I said, I did the drone and no broken tiles up on the roof. The exterior, you have some stucco that needs to be repaired. Some stuff that needs to be painted. And then coming inside, plumbing wise, you're okay with the plumbing. Only the hot water heater would need the intake, fresh air intake in the attic. Plenty of insulation, no problem there. And on the fence, I pointed out some of the caps are loose. And coming inside for the electrical, they need to repair the power underneath the sink. And then the rest of it, I checked the heat pump, that is working. I cannot check the air conditioning part of it because it's too cold. So then the rest of it will be on the report. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. Thank you.